Hello guys, welcome to Game Domain. This video will be counting down the top 10 things Nintendo fans hate. I just want to put it out there guys, this list is not to spread hate towards Nintendo. We're just listing some things that Nintendo has done or is doing now that fans aren't particularly strong or they don't really like it. So number 10 is delays. Delays can be good or bad, but when you delay it for more than 2 years after the original planned launch, it gets annoying, obviously. Nintendo does this all the time. One of the most notable games is Zelda Breath of the Wild. First, it was supposed to be released in 2015, then 2016, and now we finally have a release date, which is March 3rd, 2017. Number 9, lack of online social features. This one will probably change with the Switch, but for now, Nintendo has a very minimal online service. On the Wii U and 3DS, there is Miiverse. However, there is no voice chat with friends, no parties, no video clip sharing, and at least for most games, excluding Smash Bros. Wii U and Mario Kart 8, there are no achievements. Now guys, I gotta say that in Nintendo's part, this is very wrong of them. I do hope they improve on this. Most of the, we have everything on computer, we have Discord, Skype to communicate, and then there's the, Xbox and PlayStation both have achievements, they both have their own party chat system. So in my opinion, I really just think it's foolish that Nintendo hasn't done this so far. Number 8, 32 gigabytes on the Wii U. Most games on the 3DS aren't that big to download, and you most likely have a slightly bigger SD card somewhere on hand, probably that you could use with your 3DS. But the Wii U has a lot of games that are fairly large, and while you may have some flash drives, there's a good chance that none of them are larger than 64 gigabytes. If you only want to download games and don't want to buy an external storage, you might be able to download 2 major games. Now guys, with most consoles, the Xbox, I'm not quite sure about the PlayStation, but I know for a fact the new Xboxes are up to 1 terabyte in storage, and this is another reason why Nintendo is somewhat behind in this, having 32 gigabytes. I mean, most phones, I think the iPhone now has a 32 gigabyte minimum for its storage, and now it's up to above 128. It's past that now, I believe. If I could be, correct me if I'm wrong. Number 7. This one was from a while ago, but this was hated not just by Nintendo fans, but developers as well. Nintendo's refusal to use a regular disc. For the 5th generation of gaming, Sony was using CDs which had a large amount of space on them at the time. Nintendo used cartridges, which made developers like Square Enix make critically acclaimed games like Final Fantasy VII on the PlayStation. If Nintendo went with CDs, there's a good chance there could have been a lot more sales on the Nintendo 64. For the GameCube, Nintendo used a disc. But it was a mini disc that could hold a lot less data than its competitors. Number 6. The Nintendo Switch's overpriced accessories. The Switch is right around the corner, guys, and if you've saved $300 for it, you can get the console. However, in addition to getting a couple games and possibly getting the ridiculously overpriced 1 to 2 Switch, I still can't believe this game is basically a tech demo, costs $50. It should be a pack-in title. Anyway, if you guys want a Pro Controller, that's another $70. If you want 2 more Joy-Cons, that's $80. Number 5 is making games more casual. This one is for games like Mario and Chibi Robo. Instead of making Super Mario Galaxy 3 or another main series Chibi Robo game, Nintendo decided to make very casual games. I'm not saying the games were bad. No, Super Mario 3D World was great, but it felt like a 2D Mario game. Luckily, Super Mario Odyssey will be like Super Mario 64 and Super Mario Sunshine as well. Also guys, why is Nintendo making a 2D Pikmin game? Why honestly? Number 4, being behind in console hardware. This doesn't affect all Nintendo fans. This doesn't really bother me, but it does bother a lot of Nintendo fans. The Wii was behind in hardware, but it had a strong lineup of games and motion controls, which was revolutionary at the time. The Wii U was half a generation behind the competitors, and it had the Wii U gamepad, which is good, but once again, it's nothing to write home about, to be honest with you. The gamepad was smaller, less bulky, and didn't have motion controls. The Wii U would have been cheaper, and it could have had up-to-date hardware. Nintendo had up-to-date hardware until the Wii. Console like the Nintendo 64, GameCube was also powerful at the time. Number 3, which is understocking. It seems like Nintendo understocks almost everything sometimes, from games to amiibos to the NES Classic Edition. I believe each GameStop only got around 7 NES Classic Editions, and if you remember when amiibos were first launched, they sold out like crazy. Some amiibo costs $60 to $100 online. It's absolutely ridiculous Nintendo does this. Number 2, lack of third-party support. There's so many reasons why Nintendo doesn't have a lot of third-party support. The NES got third-party support because it barely had any competition. However, Nintendo limited how many copies they could make of each game. For the NES, which still had support, Nintendo censored games like Mortal Kombat. For the Nintendo 64, which I could not have imagined would have been popular at all back then, Nintendo used cartridges for the GameCube, and Nintendo used disc with a smaller capacity, and the Wii U, all the hardware for that is less powerful than competitors. A lot of people who do like Nintendo could stop buying their consoles because they only might have money for one console, and they may just want to play games other than just Nintendo games. Number 1, not listening to fans. This honestly can sometimes go around for, many, whether it's developers for PC or Xbox, PlayStation, whatever. Some developers listen to their fans and take some of their suggestions, while other developers like Nintendo do the opposite. After Super Paper Mario, which many people liked, people asked Nintendo for a proper sequel to the Thousand Year Door. What we got was Sticker War, which was not a good game. Then, Nintendo decided to make a sequel to Sticker War. Color Splash was a decent game, but people want a sequel to the original Paper Mario games. However, Nintendo has showed some signs of listening to fans, like making a more realistic Zelda game, and making a less linear Mario game, which would be Super Mario Odyssey. Did you agree with that list? If so, please write in the comments. And also, guys, what do you hate that Nintendo has done or is doing now? I'd like you